Esteemed Alexander Vasilyevich Bortnikov, dear comrades, today at the annual board meeting of the Federal Security Service, you will discuss a wide range of professional issues and outline priorities for the future. I would like to note that all the tasks set last year were generally carried out at a high level, and the concrete results of your work demonstrate that the FSB remains a strong, reliable, and effective pillar in the system of national security. Your specialized units have acted swiftly and competently, defending Russia's sovereignty and national interests, protecting the rights of our citizens, ensuring the stability of the constitutional order, combating terrorism, extremism, and crime, and conducting complex counterintelligence operations. I want to express my gratitude to you, dear comrades, and to the entire FSB personnel of Russia for your professionalism, determination, and dedication. A special word of appreciation goes to those who, during the special military operation, operated behind enemy lines, on the front lines, and under difficult conditions to safeguard our people in the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, as well as in the Zaporizhzhia and Kherson regions. We take pride in the valor of FSB border units, which withstood the assault of enemy forces in the border areas despite being outnumbered. The heroism of the fallen FSB officers, border guards, special forces, and other units who gave their lives for the motherland, without faltering, without retreating, will forever remain in our hearts. I ask that we honor the memory of our fallen comrades with a moment of silence.
Спасибо. Уважаемые участники заседания.
Esteemed participants of the meeting, you see it, we all see it, how rapidly the world and the global situation are changing. In this regard, I would like to point out that the initial contacts with the new U.S. administration bring a certain degree of hope. There is a reciprocal willingness to work towards restoring interstate relations and gradually addressing the massive backlog of systemic and strategic issues in the global order. It was precisely these issues that at one time triggered the Ukrainian crisis and other regional conflicts. It is important that our current partners are demonstrating pragmatism, a realistic view of things, and are rejecting many stereotypes, so-called rules, and the messianic ideological clichés of their predecessors. These very notions, after all, led to the crisis of the entire system of international relations, and, as we can all see, have also begun to erode the Western community from within. This is evident in the economic difficulties of many Western countries, as well as in their internal political challenges. We all see this. It becomes particularly apparent during domestic political events in these nations. Today's dynamic changes in the international landscape are, to a large extent, the result of the courage and resilience of our armed forces, our heroes. Through their valor and daily victories, they have created the conditions for the beginning of a serious dialogue, a dialogue aimed at the fundamental resolution of the Ukrainian crisis and other conflicts, including, of course, as we have always stated and never rejected, through peaceful means. This dialogue should lead to the creation of a system that truly ensures balance and mutual consideration of interests, a system of indivisible European and global security. Moreover, it must be built for the long term, where the security of some cannot be ensured at the expense or to the detriment of others, and certainly not at our expense, not at Russia's expense. We understand that not everyone is pleased with the renewal of Russian-American contacts. Certain Western elites remain committed to maintaining global instability, and these forces will attempt to disrupt or discredit the emerging dialogue. We see this happening. We must take this into account and use all available diplomatic and intelligence capabilities to thwart such attempts. Most importantly, as before, we must firmly defend our national interests, sovereignty, and the lives and freedoms of our citizens against any threats. In this regard, the FSB must continue its systematic work across all its key areas, with the primary focus, of course, being the fight against international terrorism. I should note that over the past year, the number of terrorist-related crimes has increased, and more than half of them were planned and organized by Ukrainian special services and their handlers. The FSB, along with other agencies and law enforcement bodies, must, under the coordination of the National Anti-Terrorism Committee, make maximum use of available resources. Particular attention should be given to preventive measures, strengthening anti-terrorism protection for military and industrial facilities, critical infrastructure, public spaces, as well as energy and transport infrastructure. Work must also continue on strengthening the counterterrorism capabilities of FSB units in the regions of Donbass and Novorossiya. I want to emphasize that these units are playing a crucial role today in neutralizing terrorist and sabotage groups and in gathering intelligence on the enemy. Serious additional measures must be taken to protect the state border. We must further increase the density of border security in potentially dangerous areas, and in coordination with army units, the National Guard, Rosgvardia, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, MVD, and local authorities ensure the safety of people in border settlements. The fight against extremism and terrorism must be conducted decisively and proactively, preventing any attempts to divide and fragment our society or to incite conflict among representatives of different nationalities and religions. We understand very well that this is one of the lines of attack against Russia, against our multi-ethnic and multi-religious state. The counterintelligence agencies also face critical responsibilities. Regular reports and briefings indicate that the activity of foreign intelligence services has increased during the special military operation, and their level of technical sophistication has improved. Therefore, counterintelligence measures must be significantly strengthened to protect military and strategic information related to state and military governance, the development of advanced weaponry, and even cutting-edge technologies in other industries. However, I want to stress that when it comes to civilian technologies and innovations, this should not be approached in a rigid or bureaucratic manner, but rather in a thoughtful, competent, and intelligent way. The achievements of our scientists should not end up locked away in safes under classification, but should be swiftly implemented in production, utilized in our domestic market, and leveraged to expand our high-tech exports. This was discussed, many of you likely saw it, at the recent forum on the development of chemistry and new materials industries. At the same time, we must, of course, protect our innovations from theft and unethical use by our competitors. Esteemed colleagues, a traditionally important area of your work is ensuring economic security. I have said this many times before, and I want to emphasize it again today. Protecting the legitimate rights of domestic businesses and combating financial and banking crimes are fundamental to maintaining the competitiveness of our national jurisdiction and fostering a favorable investment climate in Russia. This is of utmost importance. Efforts to combat corruption must also be intensified. Special attention must be given to overseeing the implementation of state defense contracts, national projects, and the advancement of long-term federal and regional programs. Additionally, as digital technologies continue to evolve, the number of cyber attacks on Russian information infrastructure is increasing. These attacks target official government websites, the online resources of state corporations, and the systems of various agencies. Such crimes are systematic, multifaceted, and multidirectional, meaning they inflict damage on the state, businesses, and citizens alike. Enhancing the security of Russia's information infrastructure and developing new methods to neutralize cyber threats are among the key responsibilities of your agency. Esteemed colleagues, this May we will celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Great Victory. During the commemorations, as we extend our gratitude to our veteran frontline soldiers, we will, of course, also remember with appreciation the heroes of our national security services, intelligence officers, counterintelligence agents, SMERSH operatives, and border guards, who made an invaluable contribution to the defeat of Nazism and its accomplices, the Banderites, OUN members, and all kinds of traitors and collaborators. Modern history also holds many examples of true bravery and self-sacrifice by our fighters and comrades. I am convinced that the current generation of defenders of the motherland, including FSB personnel, will honor the traditions of their predecessors. Dear comrades, I wish you success and thank you for your attention.